Good afternoon, my people. This is Raz, and it's been a while since I've done a video, but I want to just come out here and say that I'd like to thank everybody for the condolences with my father. He was a good man, 97 years, blessing, two wars, unscathed, Korea and Vietnam, had illustrious American Red Cross career, Masonic career, opened up two lodges. He did some things, those are shoes that a little bit too big for me in this walk, but just to be in the man's shadow was a true honor. Forever love him, forever be grateful. But to move on with this video, I just want to reach out and tell my friends, I love y'all. I'm glad to see the posts on Facebook. I'm not on there, like I was. I come in and out, and just to see, who's still active, who may not be with us. I just I worry about my brother Reggie Tapp, in Vegas. Um, that's a good brother too. He does have a serious cross to bear. He's dealing with blindness and some other health issues. Shout out to Frida Finley. You know, Dimitri Fisher, um, the Bells, Mark and Tubi Bell, grateful for them. Elisa, I don't want this to sound like it's an award show because, the award is y'all, my friends. That's the award. That's what makes me happy. That's why I have joy. I have joy that I can come out here and I can do this video even though we're not face to face. You can see and hear the joy in my face. Man, I love y'all. You know, like who was that? Shaq at the parade. What did Shaq say? Um, it wasn't outrageous. What did Shaq say? No, that was Lionel Richie at the awards that kept saying outrageous. But anyway, um, I just want to get out here and let y'all know that my health issues. I'm still struggling with type 2 diabetes, and I had a lymph node infection, which put me in the hospital earlier this year. And whenever they administer antibiotics, mandatory 7 days. So had to rack up a little more of a hospital bill. I think my life is to not be in a little debt, but just enough debt to keep me where I'm like just above water. Keeping my head above water, making a way when I can. Yeah, what show's that from? That's when we had the theme songs. But I'll share this with you. We grew up in a great time. Shows that had theme songs. We knew all the words to the songs. We would rush to see our favorite show. We said, pity the fool, pity the fool. We had some colorful characters. Um, it was great growing up when we did the music. There is no music better than our generation. We came out of the 50s, the 60s, the Motown era, and just amazing. The new wave, the funk, the disco, the rap, the hip hop. I mean, come on, you know. F the police and the 502. Come, man, we had some stuff out there. Y'all got to give it up, and from um, just everything. And then they came up with this. I don't know, Gen Z music with the Cranberries, the Smiths, the Lemonheads, and I don't know. You know, the greatest concert that I went to was at Cal Jam 2 out at the Ontario Motor Speedway. It was Peter Dyer, he drove us, Andamo, Keith Edelin, and we were there. We were selling t shirts, and then with Pete's crazy butt, we ended up driving on the track. You know, when Fleetwood Mac broke out with Rumors, and they sang, you know, what was that? The Rumors album Dream. I don't know what it was. It was so awesome. And I won't say that we were smoking a joint sitting on the hood of the car, but it was something like that. If you guys can imagine, yeah, that's what we were doing. We were doing that. Yeah, but you know, I went to school with some great cats: Joe Bronson, Robert Green, Rudy Woody, Jeff Hill, uh, Niles Tapscott. That's a name that y'all ain't heard for a while. Niles Tapscott. Boing. Um, man, I mean, I really enjoyed, you know, this walk through life, and I couldn't have had a better cast and crew to walk with me. No, I'm not sick. No, I'm not about to die. I just want y'all people to know that I really appreciate you. I'm not going to get emotional. You know, I'm holding it back. But I see Frida Finley out there. You know, Frida, I love you. You know, from the day your mother wouldn't let me in the house because I had a tank top on and she said it was my underwear. I love your mother, Frida. You know, Pat Finley, you know, she was a country mom to the bone. You know, I miss her, and you know, and we did say it was Reggie that took the red light bulb out and put a white light bulb out. Mark LaGrosse, Anthony Bowen, Brian Littlejohn, Adrian Cal. I mean, there's so many good cats that I went to school with. You know, I used to appreciate the girls when we'd go to high school and they'd have the Farrah Fawcett feathered in the hair going. And, you know, Pacific Palisades, you know, we had an all star crew because cats, we had to beat down cats every day coming up to our school trying to take our girls until Amico and Adrian and, and April, they left us for them Carson boys. You know, we were heartbroken, but y'all cool. Y'all still our girls. We love you. Um, you know, we had so much fun. You know, my underclass folks. Shoot, when did I went to? What was the last prom I went to? I went to a prom 5 years after high school. I can't say that's how much fun I had in high school. I wasn't messing around with high school girls. I just got invited to the prom. You know, but you know, it was a good thing, and you know, all the cotillions, um, the links, cotillion. I think I went to about three of those, and then I forgot the other one. It was a sorority that I went to, but you know, I'm just coming on here just to run my mouth a little bit, let y'all know that I'm still alive. You know, alive and kicking it. You know, in the penis. You know, and life is good. You know, when God wakes me, it's a good day. And the day He chooses not to wake me, you know, with my heart and my belief, that'll be a good day too. You know, I'm not afraid of anything. I see Mimi out there, Mimi Montgomery. You know, I love you too. Your mom was beautiful, and I miss you know, you and the pumpkin with John Johnson out there, and yeah, I see you. I see Kim, Kim. You're forever Pally, forever Pally, forever beautiful. You know, Kim, it was an honor to go to school with you. I wish I got to know you better. But I am flattered, and it blows me away that you ended up teaching, but you ended up at the school that I know you love so much. And that had to be a joy, you know, for you to come there every day and You know, you're haunted by the memories, and you see the new bright faces of the kids as they come in every year, and you compare them to the memories that you have, and of course they can't even come close to us, Kim. We were a crazy crew. We may not have known each other well, but if you put us all in the same room, you swear we're of the same family. And, you know, Dolphins for life, forever. Sam Lagana, man, I love me some Sam Lagana. I remember when I first saw Sam, I was like, man, who's this kid with red hair? And he's a Yell King. What's a Yell King? And then I understood. I went and I talked to Sam, and then I was like, man, this cat is solid. You know, I got it. I'm a rock with this cat. You know, I don't care what everybody says. This is a good guy. And you know, all through life, I stayed connected to Sam. Sam, forever stayed that good guy. You know, he has that same razzle dazzle when he sees me in his voice, like he did in high school. You know, Jeannie Buss. I wish I got to know Jeannie better. You know, she's so sweet. When she was being hounded, I guess I don't know who was hounding her, and she ran and she hid behind me at one of the reunions, and she goes, "I'm safe here," and I'm thinking, "You're safe behind me?" I'm like, I mean, little me. I mean, to me, because she's in my eyes, Genie is, you know, Lakers, Kings, Strings, Form, you know, Dr. Bus is a bigger than life persona. And it's like she comes around me and feels safe near me. I mean, I would never, man, Genie, I never asked her for some tickets because I never wanted to ruin the friendship. That's how much I looked up to Genie Bus. Um, but yeah, I'm just coming out here. I'm just running my mouth, and y'all know I can talk. Yeah, that's right. I see Mok Tupas. I see, who else did I see here? I saw Jed. I don't know. I saw Shimony, but I'm gonna end this. You know, I love you guys. I'm doing okay. My health is okay. My blood pressure, my sugar levels. I'm eating right. I'm listening to my wife. That keeps me living right. And, you know, for you young cats out there that may run across this video, happy wife, happy life. And don't test that. You know, your wife is going to be your rider for life. That's why you married her. There's D Fisher. D, man, I love you, man. I mentioned you in the early part of the video. You know, D's a good brother. I wish I got to know him better while we were in high school. And yeah, we went to some good. Man, I know some good people, and lost some good people. But I'm glad I'm here, and I can run my mouth, and I can say, you know, God bless you all, bless your households. I see Mimi remembering the boat that we built, me and John built it. And here's a story just for you, real quick. You know, when I was going out with that model that was going to school at that tech in Long Beach College, we were in the boat late night after a party, and we woke the neighbor up. I was so embarrassed that, you know, the neighbor like, "Hey, who's that making all that noise? Don't make me call the police." And I had to show my face. But, you know, yeah, the boat in the driveway. Man, I love y'all. You know, the memories keep me laughing forever. And I'm thankful for everybody. And God bless everybody. God bless your households. Okay? Peace.